Good morning, my friends. It's been a week. It's currently, what freaking day is it? Thursday? I actually just got back super late last night from Anchorage. I took my dad up there because he had surgery. The surgery went fantastic, like textbook, which is kind of surprising to me considering next month he'll be 89 years old. So, but he had a huge stent put into the main artery of his heart. Anyway, it all went fantastic. He's not in pain. He's moving around. So I brought him home. Oh, that really hits the spot this morning. Oh, housekeeping. Yeah, Criswell. Yeah, this one's a Criswell. Little Criswell pipe, oval shank or oval stem. Nice, super thin bit, super light pipe, like almost featherweight. The bowl is slightly smaller than what I would call average. I mean, average for my pipes, but it's a nice little pipe. Nice grain pattern on it, you know. So, oh, and in it today, I am smoking Peter Stokkebye's English Oriental. Is that right? Yeah. Boy, like I said, it's been an interesting week. It was really nice to get away from the shop for a few days. But kind of a stressful trip nonetheless, but it turned out good. That's the important thing. I can deal with some stress, as long as the outcome is preferable. If the outcome is the one that was preferred, I'm golden. Yes, sir. I don't know that. The sour notes in this are really just kind of hitting the spot this morning, be honest with you. Definitely not one I normally reach for. But this morning I glanced at it and I thought, you know what? That's the one. That's the one for this morning. I was going to go with Royal Yacht originally, but I had to move this jar in order to get to my Royal Yacht. And I saw that and I said, yep, that's the one. Funny how that works, isn't it? You got one thing in mind, all of a sudden something else is a lot better. Life works a lot like that too. You think you want one thing or think you need, one thing, and in the process of reaching for that one thing, you find the thing that you really need. And all of a sudden, you go for that. 9 times out of 10, you're happier with that. because fate or the universe or however you want to think about it put that other thing in your way. Puts that other thing in your way, and you realize, you know, that would be a lot better. That's really what I need. And then all of a sudden you realize the thing that you thought you wanted wasn't really all you wanted. It wasn't really what you wanted. But it led you in the right direction to find the thing that you really did want, or you really did need, or even that you're better off with. Life is funny that way, or fate, or God, or the universe, however you want to think about it. It's funny that way, you know? It'll lead you in a certain direction. Give you the desire for that other thing. And you reach for it, you go for it. Sometimes you even get it. But then along the way, you realize this over here, you know, I have this that I was after, that I was so hip to get, you know. And I like it. I enjoy it. But why do I feel led for this other thing or this other direction? And then when you reach for that, when you go for that, you realize this is really what I needed the whole time. So why did I want that thing over there? And then when you think back on it, you realize synchronicity came into play. Because fate took you towards that other thing. Sometimes even gave you that other thing for a little while, and then brought this other thing that you really needed into your line of sight, into your view. And that's what you really needed. This over here was nice to have. But over time, things that really aren't meant for you become toxic in one way or another. Whether that's toxic to a mindset, toxic physically sometimes, toxic emotionally at times. But eventually, that first thing, if it's not what's really meant for you, becomes toxic. Toxic to your spirit, so to speak, to your soul. Excuse me. That was kind of weird. And once it becomes toxic to your soul, you realize that's not really what you needed the whole time. But it took you down the path far enough to be able to catch a view of what you actually need. So over time, looking back on past events, you're able to decipher that fate, the universe, God, whatever, took you on a journey that essentially led you to different stops. Or, putting it in more of a travel style perspective, fate put you on this train to go down the tracks for just a little ways. Then, your journey meant that you had to switch trains, take another set of tracks. Sometimes this happens 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And even though some of those train rides are damn rough, and sometimes you're thinking that that train just straight up derailed, but you managed to make it somehow down the tracks to the next station. until finally you reach your ultimate destination, the place fate, or God, or the universe, has decided that that is where you need to be, to give you the greatest joy, to give you the greatest happiness. But just because your ultimate destination is that greatest joy does not mean that the road to travel there is not going to be rough as shit. So, go where you're led, because fate knows better than we do. We see what's right here in front of us. Down here on ground level, you know? We see what's in front of us. Sometimes some of us have enough foresight to see what's a couple of years out in the future, you know? In terms of distance perspective, we can see 8 or 10 miles out there. So we can see what's coming. But fate has a satellite view, boy. Fate's looking down from way the hell up above. It knows where you need to be. And where you need to be is up here. Clear up, you know, this area. Way up north or way down south or whatever. But it sees that satellite viewpoint. All we can see is what's in front of us. And hell, if we're going through the brush, that ain't far. But if we follow fate's GPS, and it sends us the signals, and we follow where it leads us to go, you will end up at that ultimate destination of your greatest joy. But like I said, don't mean the road's not going to be rough. So buckle up, Buttercup. You got a lot going on. And even when the road gets rocky and rough, you should enjoy the challenge. Because even the greatest challenge is just another part of fate's journey for you. So try to enjoy the challenge. Because in the end, it's going to be worth it. Even if you can't see how or why now. In the end, it'll be worth it. Take care, y'all. Peace. I'm out.